To restore vintage or not to restore vintage? It's something I'm just kind of not sure about yet. And I guess my biggest thing is if I lived back in the 1940s or 1950s, I wouldn't buy something that was rusted. So right now I'm thinking restore because I want something that looks new, like when I originally would have bought it in the 50s. But obviously you can't buy stuff like this today.
So first off, I found this thing online that said baking soda and vinegar took off rust. And it was those really clickbait videos that said, hey, like, look how new and clean it looks. Well, it did take off some of the rust, but it really didn't take off very much. There were so many different things that said. People were saying let it sit in there. They were saying put the paste on top. Let's just say none of them worked.
So I just want to say thank you to whoever owned this in the 1950s and left it in the attic outside. I mean, you had this amazing clock and you just let it get rusted like this. Where did you leave it? Why did you do this to me? Why do I have to do this? I'm going to say that this experiment did not work, and now I have to go get it sandblasted, which is okay. After being sandblasted, it's beautiful. Very clean, very ready for a new look. So I've never used the Sculpt Nouveau Japanese brown. I went into a metal shop and it looked cool.
So this stuff is going to react with the bare metal in order to give it a really nice patinaed look that is kind of a goldish brown, but it did not actually work. So once I realized that, I rinsed it off in order to stop the reaction, and I planned on sandblasting it again to get a better, cleaner surface, but that even didn't work again. So yes, I went through this process twice before deciding to sandblast it a third time and actually spray paint all of it in gold. Now, that is after sandblasting that top piece and this one more time. It was starting to actually get a couple pits, so that was super frustrating. But it took to the paint really well, even though this paint was splattering like crazy from the nozzle, which was also driving me nuts. It ended up being perfectly fine. But it was definitely a pain in the ass.
Now we're going to put it together and we'll see if I should have refinished it or not in the first place. I honestly don't know. Until it's together and on my wall, I'm not sure, because it did look cool patinaed. It really did, but I don't know. That's the whole question. Do you want 50s things and 40s things and 30s things that look like they did when you bought them back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s? Or do you want stuff that looks like, hey, it's 2018 and this thing is looking old and it used to look really beautiful and clean, but now it's just kind of, you know, someone left it out and let it get rusted. So I don't know. I don't know what the best thing is, but please leave your comments below on whether or not you think I should have refinished this or not. I honestly, you know, totally up for whatever opinion you have. To each his own. But let's see how this worked out. So this is the final piece spray painted. So it was, you know, it's nice and all gold. And then we have this, which was also rusted and is now completely fine. This I did not touch because it was already clean, because it was underneath the glass, and actually the color matches pretty well. It's not exact, but it's a pretty good match. So, oh shit, let's put this together. Alright you guys, so it is finally done. What do you think? The last stage is putting it up here, please. Let's see if I can get it in one try. Pretty good, right? Well, to restore or not to restore? Tell me what you think I should have done in the comments below.